Hi, Paya. Great to see you. Congratulations on your new channel. How are you both doing?
We're
We're
good,
great.
Yogesh. Thank you so much for coming and all the way from London and taking the time out for us. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. It's always an honor being in your presence and to be on your channel as well. It's an absolute privilege. Absolute privilege. Thank you so much. And what would you guys like to talk about today? You know, it's a lovely day outside. And, there's a lot of good energy around right now. What would you guys like to talk about today?
Hey, Payal, how about we throw it back at him? What's on your
Oh, I like that. Very good. Fair challenge. Well, there's a lot we can talk about, but my favorite topic is about being in the present moment. What do you think about that?
Amazing.
Oh, I
Let's go
like
with it.
Shall we?
Right. Before we get started, how about we welcome our friends? Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Serenity Series. As you can see, today we have a new guest. And in a minute, he will tell us all about himself and what he will be talking about, or rather, he would expand on the present moment. So let's welcome Yogesh.
I guess a little bit about myself. So my name is Yogesh. I live in London, and my life has been about discovering more about myself from a young age. I was always curious, what is this all about? Why am I here? So I think I'm on this journey of discovery. It's taken me to many, many routes. It's opened many, many doors. I consider myself very privileged to have met some amazing people, like both of you two, of course, on my journey. And so, yeah, I think the journey has taken me and opened many doors in terms of knowledge as well. And I'm very keen to share that with the world. And if there's anything I can do to help others, that's always going to be a fantastic thing.
Just a little bit of a background for people who may not know what is a present moment. What are we really talking about over here?
Sure.
So the present moment is the only thing where there is no time, right? It is the only, it's that point between the past and the future. So the present moment is really right now, in this very second. This is the present moment. So it's always there with us, and it's the only point that we can access in time. Isn't that amazing? Like, we can't access the past, we can't access the future, but we have this moment right now, and it's in complete access. We have complete control of it. And I think that's so important, because what we tend to do is always live in the future, live in the projected future, which is living in future thought forms. But this present moment is my reality. It's about who I am right now, what I want to do right now, what I want to create for myself right now. And it can be very exciting. It can be absolutely amazing. It can be life-changing. It's like whatever I'm doing at this moment is going to just project into this beautiful future for myself. So not to take away at all from the importance of our past or from the importance and significance of our future. Both are very important. So the importance of our past being, we've learned so much from everything that has happened. It makes us who we are today in the present moment. And our future is about understanding and being able to plan towards the future is also very significant and very important. But where the imbalance happens is when we are putting too much of time and we're obsessing either about the past or about the future. And we've completely forgotten about this right here, right now, this moment. So I think for everyone to really understand that the present moment, I use the present moment. Sometimes I feel that this present moment is an obstacle. I just can't wait to get to the next moment. I can't wait to move forward. I can't wait for this to get over. And I'm really disregarding the present moment. I'm disregarding what is happening right now in this moment, which is actually in my control, which is something that I can really have a say in. So I can't have a say in things in the future beyond my control. Up to a certain extent, yes, of course. But look at something like where we are at now. It's beyond our control. But what I can control in this moment, if I have to give an example, is how am I responding to the situation around me? That's in my control. That's in my this moment. So it's like we actually live as if like there is the end is more important. The end is more important and the means are really not. So what's going to happen in the future is going to be actually my present moment for me. But what I'm not understanding is this present moment is actually so super powerful. And if I live in this moment right here, right now, I have maximum control. I am able to do everything that I want, because it's this time which is mine. It is this time which I have control over. It is this time which I can use to the best of my ability. So the significance of the present moment is so important and significant for me to recognize the value of it, the value of what it's creating in my life as well, and what I can do with this present moment right here, right now. So I just wanted to share that. Go ahead. Sorry, Yogesh, I didn't mean to step in.
Oh, that's fine. Thank you very much. So, it's important for us to understand where we are in our minds all the time. And from a young age, we are conditioned. So if we look at children, children are usually enjoying time in the present moment. They're free and they're the happiest things on the earth. They want to just go and play simple things. They're happy to enjoy just being outside, running around. They don't need much actually. So, but as we get older, there are demands and things put on us. We become conditioned in a certain way. And it's not always the fault of the things that are around us. It's just the way things are right now. Things may change in the future, but right now, from a young age, we're given targets. Number one, you've got to go to school, you've got to study, you've got to pass exams, you've got to get a nice house, get a nice car, get married, have children. Maybe when you're retired, that's the point where you can relax and enjoy time, Psychologically, many people are just working towards these events and ticking off these things almost as mini projects. So your mind is always projecting into the future. We don't always take time to appreciate what is actually happening right now. How many times do we stop and just go, actually, when I was younger, time went much slower. I was appreciating what was going on around me and I wasn't rushing somewhere. And so our thoughts are very, very powerful. The more we are in the present moment, you will actually notice time goes slow. If we start observing what is around us, if we start observing the people around us, if we start observing our feelings and our emotions, what's happening in our internal universe, when we start delving deeper there, time actually slows down and our appreciation grows. We start being more grateful for the things that are around us. If I give you an example, in the lockdown, my first day, I opened the windows. It was a nice, beautiful day. What did I see? Beautiful trees in front of me. There are meadows and fields. There are some horses. I could see the sun. I could see the sky and the clouds. And for literally half an hour, I was just in a state of appreciation, just enjoying that moment, Sadly, people don't always take time to take the time out and just stop and just say, where am I? And the more time we take to spend looking at, thinking, where am I? You are actually becoming more into the present moment. Where are my feelings? Where are my thoughts? You can do this anywhere. You don't need any special tools. It's just your mind. You bring yourself to the present moment. You can do that through breath. If you don't have anything to look at, if you're just in an office or whatever, focus on your breath. Like I say, Payal, you did a very, very good presentation in your first channel, and I thought it was really good. The breath exercise I thought was very, very powerful. And I've tried many, and in fact, I must confess the one that you did was very simple and it was very powerful. So I've actually started using your one. So thank you very much for sharing that with me. The first thing is to recognize.
And Yogesh, I just wanted to say over here that the breath is really what connects you. It connects you to your thoughts and to your feelings. So when I'm feeling, and when I'm connecting to myself better, I'm able to connect to others better. I'm able to connect to exactly what you said, to that meadow better, to that beauty better, to the gratitude better. So the breath is so significant in bringing that connection in. And when I have that connection, when I have that connection, I'm able to appreciate and have gratitude, and that brings me into the present moment. So that was a really important point that you mentioned.
Absolutely. I like to use this word, which is basically to stop. Okay, so S is obviously, what is my current situation? I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling this mushy thing in my stomach. I'm feeling anxiety about the future. First of all, recognize that and stop. Stop projecting in the future. Where am I? What is the reality? Do the breath exercise. Okay, put a smile on your face. Put a smile on your body. Change your state. Okay, observe that breath. Bringing you into the present moment. Okay, and then proceed with compassion. Proceed with gratitude and appreciation. Take that next step forwards. Okay, and then set your next task of what do you want to do and how you're going to focus on your next thing. It's a very important awareness. There is actually a very beautiful poem which I like to use from a Chinese philosopher. His name is Laoji. And basically his view is that if you are depressed, it's because you're focusing on your past, your history. If you're feeling anxious, you're focusing, your mind is always looking into the future. You're always projecting, sometimes even a dread scenario, and what your mind is doing is bringing that feeling forwards right now. So hence you start feeling that anxiety and so forth. If you are feeling peace, then you are properly in the present. So if you think about those words and the pure simple philosophy behind that, it's bringing home to you actually, where does peace lie? It doesn't lie in your fancy car. These are all things that come and go. You know, when you've had
Yogesh,
that...
I want the fancy car.
Okay. I have 2 fancy cars, and I can tell you that it's very transient. After 3 months, it's just another thing. Okay.
Sorry. Go ahead.
I've got over that hurdle, and trust me, guys, it sometimes isn't worth the burden of the expense.
True.
It's nice to have these things, and sometimes actually we do have nice things, and if we're in appreciation for those things which are with us all the time, it's fine to have those things. I don't want to put aside material things completely. Okay, it's fine to have these things, but use these things to look at where you are in your state right now. What am I doing right now? As a student, I was very anxious, particularly for exams and things like that. And I used to bring forward the failure. You know, I hadn't even sat the exam. It was 3 months away, and I was already having feelings like I'd already failed. These things don't serve us. So stop, look at what current situation. What can I do to change that? What actions do I need to take? Those actions you can formulate in the present moment, okay? And then put those plans into place, but study in the present moment. Stop bringing that future anxiety into your being right now, because it doesn't serve us at all, really, over the longer term.
Or what have you found has been most challenging, you know, in being in the present moment? I mean, from a recent experience, anything at work, anything to do with relationships, you know, you can give us an example of how you found it, you know, it distracted you from being, you know, in the present moment, and, you know, a few tips on, you know, what you did that worked for you to bring you back to the present moment.
So what tools do I use? Well, you know what? I can be anywhere. I don't need any books. I don't need any music. I can be walking. You know, I could be walking to work, or I could be walking through a beautiful meadow. I bring myself to my awareness. How am I feeling in that present moment? What am I seeing? You know, what am I focusing on my breath? You know, how do my cold clothes feel on me? How does each step take, you know, as I'm moving through on my commute to work? You know, all of these things bring me into the
But
present.
can I ask you something? Does that feel too intense for you? Or does that feel comfortable for you? Or did it feel intense for you and then it's become comfortable for you?
Good question. And what actually happens is that initially your mind is actually, because you're so conditioned to think about the future, right?
Yes.
Your mind is always over there conceptualizing something which actually is not real, okay? We're just thinking about something, bringing that into us. But because your brain is trained that way, and you're asking your brain to think differently all of a sudden, it resists. And like anything, it takes practice, it takes time. When I first did it, I probably only did it for about 2-3 seconds, and I thought, this feels good, but I can't do it anymore. My brain comes back in and it's clicking, and I'm on that journey again.
Yeah.
But the more you practice it, and the more you use it and use triggers. So in my office here, behind me, I have something on my wall, which you may not be able to see, but it says, the here and now is perfect. Okay? Because anything you do in the here and now is perfection. Okay, it is peace. If you come from a place of peace, tranquility, and calmness, that is the best place for you to be for doing whatever you're doing. Okay. Other techniques that I use is my password at work or in my home. I can use a password that will remind me to be in the present moment, and use technology. You know, we have these wonderful devices now, you know. Use the alarm on there to send a little ding or a little bell every half an hour or whatever, and it remind you to focus on your state. Where am I? Where do I want to be? Am I feeling, is this feeling true? Does it serve me right now to be feeling anxious or sad? Or actually, you may have had interaction with somebody which disturbs you during the day. These are natural human things, okay? But having these, what I call golden techniques, for me, have studied so many things, being in the present moment is probably the most valuable teaching I think anybody can have.
And I think I
using
just like to add here as well, the being in the present moment can be something as simple as having a meal and recognizing the food in front of you and being aware of what it is that is there that you're eating. Being just looking around at the faces on the dining table and being just in that moment, in the present moment of gratitude and appreciation for whoever's around you, gratitude and appreciation for your house help. That's being in the moment. It's being in the moment that I'm able to enjoy this food right here in the presence of my family, or I'm comfortable where I am right now. Being in the present moment doesn't have to be a big grand plan or a grand vision or I'm going to have to work towards that. It's actually just being. It's not even trying. It's not even action. It's just being. So bringing myself back into anything that I'm doing, be it housework, office work, school mom, all of so many moms going crazy with like the online schooling right now, right? So it's about bringing myself into that present moment, about this is the time that I have now that my kid is on the school thing, on the laptop. I have 5 minutes to just be in my moment, to just be with myself, to just do whatever it is. So those moments can come out at any time in the day. It's always there for you to choose from morning to night. But like Yogesh said, like initially it is a bit difficult and your mind is like, of course. So even changing your routine in a sense will bring you to the present moment, because otherwise we're doing everything on autopilot and we're doing like, I just want you to do this. The minute I've said, okay, today, instead of this, I'm going to do this, you're back in the present moment because you're like, I need to think that, I need to put my attention to that. So placing your attention back to the moment right now in what you're doing is something that is so easy. You can pick anything in the course of your day to do that and to start practicing from that.
And you realize over time, in fact, that actually, and anybody studies philosophy and you study beauty and love, you realize actually that is there all the time in the presence. And I like the way you describe the food, because suddenly food starts to taste better. You have a greater appreciation for what's going in there. You have a greater appreciation of what you're putting into your vessel, this most important thing that you've got in this life, eating healthy foods and things like that. You start appreciating this taste of fruits and things, but also the company of people. I mean, look, I'm on this channel with these two beautiful goddesses on the line here. I'm full of appreciation for the time that we share and the learning, and I'm learning from everybody all the time. Even your words resonate, and that's adding to my knowledge and experience. But every interaction we're having with people is beautiful. Everything we're seeing, everything we're feeling is beautiful. Enjoy the beauty of those moments. It can take you so far,
But Yogesh, I feel something is missing over here. We've had Eva too quiet for too long. Eva, are you with us? Are you in the present moment, or are you in another moment?
No, I am very much in the present moment. I'm just taking it all in, and it's taking me back to a moment in time. I was just feeling very restless, and this one afternoon, as I was unloading the dishwasher, I noticed that there was, I didn't feel as restless as I was before. I stopped and I thought, I was like, this feels good. What is happening here? You know what was happening? I was just focusing on a particular task at that moment. My mind was just on unloading the dishwasher. We're so programmed, to move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing while you're doing the dishes, and you're like, okay, what do I need to do next? Oh, I have to call that person. Oh, I have to do this. And that was, I think a moment for me when I realized how important it is to be in the present moment. So yeah, but that was
that's amazing. Yeah, exactly.
Example. Thank you. Recently in the lockdown, I've started washing my own dishes, and actually, even washing dishes in the present moment is a beautiful experience. You feel the warmth of that water on your hands. You feel the dishes. You're cleaning. And you'd be surprised what innovative things can come into your mind at that point. You think, I just got a good idea, because you're in that state of calmness. You're open. The universe wants you to be at peace. And if you're at peace, that's where the universe can communicate with you more. I know I've mentioned oneness to you before, but there's many layers of being in the present moment. There's many layers of looking at it. The first one is really just focusing on you. Where am I now? But you start getting to the deeper essence of it. You start noticing that actually I'm one with everything in nature. The leaves and the trees and the sky, you start feeling part of it. You suddenly start feeling part of the universe. as you peel away these layers of being in the present moment, it's not just what we're seeing, it's what we're feeling. And it is actually a journey, many layers, and it's actually a very beautiful journey as well.
Thank you,
Lovely.
Yogesh. I've got a question, and all of us, I think, watching this program, wants to know. We have talked about what the present moment is, what are the benefits? Why should I be in the present moment?
Well, you know what? Very good question. And I think that, sorry, Paul, did you want to take that one?
Please go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So first of all, speaking from my personal experience, is that I feel so much more calmer during the day. Okay, I'm not affected or triggered by certain events. People might be talking, they might be in a rush. You notice that sometimes there's a crisis. People are running around like headless chickens, but you're in a state of complete calmness. You're looking and you're analyzing. You're able to see through things with much more greater clarity. You're aware of your thoughts, your feelings, and if you're feeling a bad feeling, you're able to respond to it and understand why is that there and how to actually handle it as well. So many advantages of being in the present moment. When you're talking to somebody, you're listening fully, particularly in relationships. Right now, we're all in lockdown, and we're taking perhaps people for granted maybe sometimes, but listening with clarity, opening your ears and your eyes, just being in that present moment. What are they actually communicating? What are they actually saying? It's beautiful. Meet people for the first time. Even if you're meeting that person, you see them every single day. Each conversation, make it like you're meeting them for the first time. Bring a freshness to it, So it can take you in so many routes and so many journeys, particularly with children. Every time we sit and listen to a child, we have a lot to learn from children as well. They're free and they're wise as well, So listen to that. Listen to the trees, the birds, and all of that in the present moment. It's so diverse and it's so broad as well.
Thank you.
And one of the other things I was also, which was really very interesting for me, is to bring yourself to the present moment is serving people. So doing whatever it is that you want to support another human being, and that brings you to the present moment, that grounds you, that teaches you humility, that teaches you understanding, that teaches you appreciation, gratitude. And when you do that in that present moment, it teaches you a lot of lessons for yourself to move forward into the future as well. And I thought that was really nice, because doing something for anybody, it could be your child, your spouse, your parents, yourself, anything, or anyone, it just brings you back to the appreciation of the value of your own life and appreciation for it in this moment, that this is the value I'm creating right here, right now, in this moment. And that takes you a very long way going forward.
If anybody who is interested in understanding more about being in the present moment, I would suggest that one of the greatest masters, there are many masters, but for me, the greatest master is Eckhart Tolle. And there are many, many books out there on it, being in the present moment. Look up his work on media right now. It's freely available. There are many people now talking about being in the present moment. And it's an awareness. You are taking people out of projecting and you're bringing them back to where we are. And the more people who start to do this, the more genuine state and a peaceful state we will all be in.
Beautifully put, Yogesh. Beautifully put. So true. And I love his work. I absolutely agree with you on that one. He's fantastic, and there's so much to learn. And I don't think you can stop learning, because there's so much of wisdom that he's given about the present moment. And it's not difficult to do, is what I really want to say. It's not difficult to do. It's very easy. It's just about bringing your attention to the present, now, here and now. And it's something all of us can do at any point in the day, at any point in the day. So pick any one thing and be present with that one thing, and it gets easier, and your attention span grows. Exactly as Yogesh said, your feelings grow, your emotions grow, your understanding grows, your heightened senses grow. Everything grows from that present moment. Over to you, Eva.
So thank you to both of you for coming on and sharing your pearls of wisdom with us. And Yogesh, man, you did it again, sharing your, all your knowledge with us. Is there anything left in there that you haven't said already?
There's plenty. Trust me.
Oh, okay. All right. So get in touch with us if you want to know more about the present moment. There's, as you can see, as you've heard yourself, there's lots of benefits attached to it. So do try it yourself. If you want to know more, you know, to get in touch with us. All the details will be at the end of this video. And just want to leave you with this thought that the present moment would help us appreciate the beauty of life more. Until next time, then, it's goodbye from us. Bye. Bye, Payal. Bye.
Bye.
Yogesh.
Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.